We've already looked at how to access elements in our JavaScript objects using the developer tools in Google Chrome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access array elements, which are a little bit different than regular elements. So I have this document, and I have that document also open in Google Chrome. If we want to access the whole entire JavaScript object, all we do is type in the name, and it gives us the object. We can open it up and see the other properties in there. If we want to add a property, all we have to do is just use that same info object and add something like company, and then I'll put in here lynda.com and hit enter. And now if I query that object again, it will have that added to its list. To modify something, all I do is info dot and then the name of what I want to modify and change it to something else. So we've all seen that before. And I showed you how to delete an element. Like say we wanted to delete the company name, you can use the delete method and then just type in info.company and then delete that. However, if I try to delete an array element, that's going to actually cause a problem. So let's take a look at what happens. So I'm going to open up links and I'm going to try to delete an element from the array. So I'm going to say delete info, and then I will pass it along links, and I'll pass it along element number 2, and I'll hit enter. And it says it deleted it. Let's take a look at it right now. So we'll pull up info again, open up the object, and it's saying that there's 5 elements in the array. Notice that before, it also said that there were 5 elements in the array. So let's take a look at these elements and see what's happened to them. So I only have 4 elements, but it's saying I have 5 elements. Somehow it's taken out array element number 2, but it's still thinking that it has 5 elements. And that's not correct. And that's because you really shouldn't be using the delete function with array elements. So I'm going to refresh this page. What that will do is it'll clear everything out. So if I query info again, you're going to see that the object has everything in there. The full name, title, it's deleted the addition that I made, but that's not a problem because all we're trying to do is figure out how to delete elements. So to delete a node in an array, we have to use a special function called splice. And so instead of just deleting something, we have to say we want to splice info links and then use the splice command. And then we have to tell it which element we want to delete. So in this case, we'll delete element with an index of 1. And then we have to tell it how many elements after that I want to delete. So if I just say 1, 1, it will delete element 1 and not element 2. So it should delete this Facebook link right here. So let's go ahead and try that. I'll hit enter. It shows me the new object. So I'll query info, open this up. Now it's saying correctly that there's only 4 elements in the array. And if we query element 1, it should be the next element, right? So before, if you looked at it, it was Facebook and number 2 was YouTube. And so now YouTube has come up properly on that list and it's indexed everything correctly. So make sure you don't try to delete array objects. And another thing that you want to do is when you want to insert an array element, what you want to do is do a push, which is another array function. And you do that like this. You say something like info links and then push, and then we'll push in an object just like any other object. So I'll do a link for courses. Well, this is going to be our key, and then our value will be some URL. So just like any other object that we would insert in there, we actually have to push it into the array. So let's take a look. Now it says that it's got 5 elements once again, and we'll do info just to make sure. Check the links. And the 4th element is that new array. Now that's going to allow you to do things sequentially. And you just really have to keep in mind that objects and arrays behave a little bit differently, and that you have to deal with arrays in a different way than you have to deal with objects.